Hello, everybody. It's Sush in the booth, and I'm back with a new topic. How do you do? How's it going? How are you feeling? I hope you got enough sleep today, because I know I didn't. But, anyways, today's topic is going to be people getting mad at other people when they speak a foreign language.
Hi, call me Sush, and I'm here to tell the truth. We in the booth, and these bars we making sounding kinda smooth. Spitting fire, burn the stew, so we had to hold the roof. Got too much drip, you need a cruise. I'ma speed it up times two.
So, pretty much, I was watching a video, this viral video that's been going around about this Karen being like, oh, she was at a pizza store pretty much. I'm guessing she lives in America. She was like, oh, why are you playing Spanish music in the pizza store? Or Italian music. Sorry, I don't remember what kind of music it was, but it wasn't English. I'm gonna assume it was Spanish. I think it was Spanish. If it wasn't, forgive me, but for now I'm just gonna say Spanish. He's like, oh, how are we gonna play Spanish music in the restaurant? Blah blah. You should be only American, only English. This and that, and she was freaking out, making a whole big scene and getting angry at them and recording them and talking about call the manager and call the police and everything. I think the police did come in the end. She was freaking out because they were playing a different language. Does that make any sense? I don't understand. Okay, so personally, I feel like it's really stupid to get angry at a language, like a foreign language, because she easily could have just got her pizza and went home, bumped some tracks in English on her way home if she was that angry about it, you know what I mean? I don't even know why you'd be angry about it in the first place, but if she was really that angry about it, she could have just went home, got her pizza, and the faster she got her pizza, the faster she could have got out of there. She didn't want to hear it that badly, you know what I mean? Like, just leave, right? But anyways, so she makes a whole big scene about it, gets arrested, and then ends up making herself look like a fool in front of millions. And I don't understand it. If you know what's going to come, do these people think that being obnoxious like this is going to have everyone on their side? I don't understand. Like, did they grow up with everyone just agreeing with them and they never were in the wrong? Because they do it like so casually. Like, I don't know how you can so casually just embarrass yourself on camera, freaking out about something that's so insignificant. It doesn't really make sense to me, but these people seem to think that that's the best way, that's the best route to take when they're upset about something. So it's kind of stupid to me. So I don't know. I was watching the video. I was like, why would you, like, how are you that dumb? Grown woman, an older woman, that's stupid. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess you just have to remember that some people, everybody's different. Everybody thinks different. I try to remind myself that but like, it's just like, man, like, you just made yourself look stupid over a box of pizza. You could have just got the pizza and went home and you would have been fine. Now you probably ruined your whole life. Or something so insignificant as music. Like, what? I don't know. It's so wild to me. How do you okay, just let me give some background about why I never really cared. So where I grew up, most people spoke English, obviously, but there was a lot of people that didn't speak English, and because they came from a different country. So a lot of times they would be if they met up with somebody that was also from that country, they would be speaking in that language. And not once did I ever think, oh, I hate them for doing that. How dare you speak a different language in this country? Like, okay, I get it that like you're expected to want to learn a different language when you go to a different country, but obviously you're not going to be crystal perfect with that second language, because personally, like, if I moved to a different country and nobody spoke my language, nobody spoke English, I would obviously try to learn the language. I'd do my best to learn the language. It would be difficult, but that's what I would try to do. But if I seen somebody, if some other person came and said, oh, I'm from where you're from too, and they were talking to me in English, I'm going to talk to them in English. I'm not going to be like, no, we can't talk in English because we might offend someone. No, I'm going to talk in English. It's the language I'm the most comfortable with. It's a language I grew up with. When other people come around that maybe don't speak that language, obviously I'm going to try to speak in a different language. But if it doesn't make sense to me to get mad at somebody for speaking a language. I guess people don't really think about what it's like to be in other people's shoes, because to them English is easy, but obviously English is a super hard language to learn. Not everybody is going to be always trying to speak in that language if it's not their original language, and it makes sense. And it's like, I don't know, it makes no sense. And over music, it's literally just music. It's not even like they were talking in a different language, but it's just music, and as I was saying, where I grew up, there's times where there's a lot of times where people speak a different language, but it never offended me because I know they're not like, it's not like they're pointing at me and giggling like, oh, and speaking some a different language that I don't know when they're, they're just like, maybe they are, but obviously I just assume they're not, because why would I go around life assuming every time somebody's talking a different language or they're speaking shit about me? Does that make any sense? I'd just be miserable all the time, you know what I mean? So it's kind of stupid. So, and even sometimes I'll just straight up, if you're really that, if it really gets you that riled up, like you're that sure that they're saying something bad about you, then just go and say, hey, what are you guys talking about? I guarantee you they're not going to be, it's not going to be a big deal. I've done that before too. I've asked people, I've said like, yo, what are you guys talking about? And they just told me what they're talking about. And then and they never had a problem telling me either. It's just that they felt comfortable speaking that language. You know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. You're not like the center of the entire universe, and every time somebody does anything, it's directed at you, or it has some kind of way of coming to you. Like you're this main character that everybody's trying to come at you with some kind of way of doing something. Just go home. Just go home. It's so, I don't understand. I feel like a lot of people that have ruined their lives could have been just living life as they were if they just went home. If they just stopped for 2 seconds and thought, maybe I'm just being a jackass, and me freaking out over something so stupid that I could easily just walk away from it makes no sense. Maybe I should just go home and forget about it. I'm overreacting. I'm giving energy to something that doesn't matter. And their lives would have been fine. But no, they have to go the other route. I don't know what they expect. I guess they expect the outcome. Everyone's going to cheer them on, be like, yeah, you're right, Yeah, I agree with you. But it never comes. It never happens. Because most of the people aren't stupid with no logic like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's why it makes me wonder, like, how often these people are agreed with, where they feel like it's okay to make such fools of themselves in their adult lives and ruin their entire life over something so stupid, just wanting to get some pizza. Just get some pizza and go. If I went to a restaurant and they weren't playing English music, first of all, it wouldn't bother me in the first place. But even if it did, I would just get the food and go home. There's such simple steps to not fuck up your life so easily. But people seem to just not want, I don't know, like, it always confused me. It always confused me growing up. Even I remember when I was a kid, and I used to assume that every adult was smart when I was a little kid. It did not take me long as a kid to realize that, wow, there's a lot of stupid adults. Like, there's a lot of stupid people that just will do so much dumb shit to ruin their entire life. You could have just went home. You could have went home and you would have been fine. But now your life's ruined. And the internet's ruthless too. I don't think these people realize how ruthless the internet is, because they will track you down. They will track down everything. They'll track down your family. They'll track down where you work. They will try to do everything in their power to ruin your life. That's why most of the time you don't hear from these people. These people that get canceled, you don't hear back from them. But I guarantee you they're just quietly suffering while everything they do is just not working, because the internet is not letting them get away with anything. But I don't know. These people just don't think. They don't think. Just get your food and go home. You know what I mean? It's and there's so much. It's not even just talking about the one video, but I've seen so much clips, even in person, of people getting mad at other people for speaking a different language. And then it's just like, yo, you just look stupid. I feel like every time somebody gets mad at somebody else for speaking a different language, you look stupid. You look dumb. I get it if like you're expected to speak the language that you're in, the country that you're in, but come on now, you're getting mad at them for speaking. Just ignore them. They're not talking about you. I guarantee you, they're not. You're not that. There's nothing about you that's that interesting where they feel like they gotta talk so much about you. It's not that serious. People need to learn to just move on with their lives. Like I feel like there's so much other stuff that you could be like spending your time thinking about than just like getting mad at something that doesn't matter, that won't matter the next day, because you probably never see those people again. But it just doesn't make sense to me, I definitely would love to know how these people, like, why these people think that it's okay to do what they do. I would love to ask them different questions, but I don't know these people, and I wouldn't really want to try to put in the work to really get to know them anyways. So I'm curious, but they seem like awful people to be around in the first place. So I'm probably not gonna, I would have tried to actually interview a Karen or something like that. That'd be horrible. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about a little bit after watching this clip and so many other clips of people getting mad about it. It seems like such a weird problem that shouldn't be huge. To me personally, I don't see why it's such a big problem, but it is. I don't know why. In Western culture, it is. It's really not just Western culture. I know probably all around the world, it's a huge problem if you're not speaking that language. But it's like, it's so stupid. Like, what the fuck? You don't even know the person. You don't know them. Just move on. Just keep walking. Literally, if you just kept walking a few meters, you wouldn't even hear them anymore. It is like, but people seem to think that it makes more sense to make complete idiots, fools of themselves, than to just go on with their business. But hey, I don't know. I guess we all think different, right? 8 billion people now on this earth, and no two people think the same. You're destined to get a bunch of dumbasses that will let their temper ruin everything for them. But hey, as long as you're not that kind of person, then you'll be fine. Anyways, that was the end of my topic. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you're feeling well. Like and subscribe if you liked it and want to subscribe. And I will see you next time.
How much money in my bags? 20, 40, 60. She miss me. A nigga gets 50. I fuck your bitch and then the squad get litty. Then we turn it up and then we hit the city. And then she grabbed my hand and she put it on her titty. I think her name was Vicky. And then she grabbed the icky. And then she grabbed her friends. And then I hit it quickly. Turned on the Bentley. Swoosh in the booth. SIB. Remember me.